What's up, everybody? It's Cheez from Cheez and Dawgz, and welcome to another video. Today's video is my weight loss story. I've been asked a lot about how I did, how I lost my weight. I even went kind of viral on a TikTok with about 714 views. And I said that I would post a video on our YouTube channel, so here it is. So today's video is just going to be my story, just a brief overview of what led to me being to my highest weight, and what led to me losing weight, and how much weight I lost and all this stuff. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please. And here we go. My whole life I grew up pretty chubby, I would say. I wasn't always like the skinniest kid, and I played football. I played on the offensive line of football, and so I had to be a little bit bigger. And so growing up, I was chubby, and it wasn't until about age 10 or so, whenever I started growing more, I started slimming up a little bit. But during that time in my life, my parents ended up suddenly getting divorced really quickly. And next thing you know, long story short, I'm with my dad for the long run, and he has to do what a dad has to do. He has to provide for his family, so he has to make sure there's a roof over my head, and he has to make sure there's food on the table, all these things. And so growing up from ages 10 to about 18, I was alone in my house a lot. And going through a divorce like that suddenly just kind of took an effect on me. I wouldn't blame the divorce solely on my weight gain, because obviously I had some kind of sense of control, and I didn't have any control with food. And so that's really when I started gaining weight. I used food as like an escape from reality, to like suppress my emotions. I would really eat in my feelings, honestly. And so that led to me making excuses again, like, oh, I play football, I need to be big, like, but it would justify me, drinking 4 or 5 Dr. Peppers and eating a whole thing of Little Debbie's. And so it wasn't until my freshman year of college, after football season ended, I got up to about 450 pounds. And man, it didn't hit me how big I was until I took a picture with someone when I came home to watch my high school play their rival. And I took a picture with a friend who was a little bit younger than me. And I couldn't even recognize myself in the picture. I didn't realize how big I've gotten. I didn't realize how far I let myself go. And so that was, it took a toll on me. And, but obviously I didn't do any action steps from that. It led to me just eating even more, I would say. And so after my first semester of my freshman year of college, I had one of the hardest conversations I could possibly have, but it was one of the most beneficial conversations I've had in my life ever. And one of my best friends, dear to my heart, he looked me in the eye in a way that guys don't normally do. Guys really don't show their emotions. He looked me in the eye and said, "Hey man, I love you and I care about you. And I don't want to see you die. But if you keep on eating like this, you keep on living the way you're living, you're not going to make it to your 20s. I was 18 at the time, and that was very scary. I was like, man, like that's 2 years. I can be gone in 2 years. And so reality kind of set in. And so I had no idea what I was doing, but I was like, yeah, man, you're right. And so on January 1st of 2017 is when I started my weight loss journey. And so how I started my weight loss journey, I did low carb or keto, whatever you want to call it. At first, it was really low carb. I was just like eating under 30 grams of carbs a day, not really knowing what I was doing. I was just listening to some advice from a neighbor who's lost the weight doing it. So I was like, well, let me give it a shot. And so I started doing that, and then I started getting results. I started losing weight, and all I did was like count my carbs, and then I started incorporating some walking. I would walk to class, obviously, but after class, I would go to the fitness center, and I would walk a couple miles a day. And so I did that for about a month, two, lost about 40 pounds, pretty quickly. And I was getting success, losing weight. And then that's when I really started diving in and going more the keto route, because I wanted to do some research, because I was like, hey, I'm eating like all this fat, like, is this gonna be bad for me? I always heard that fat was bad. And despite what people say about the ketogenic diet, if it's healthy or not, for me, it was a necessity to do. It jump-started that weight loss for me, because I've tried other ways before and I was never really able to adhere to it. But this one, for some reason, I was able to stick to it, and which I'm thankful for. And so time goes on, I start changing up my exercise routine. I start doing HIIT cardio on the bike for about 20 minutes for 3 or 4 times a week. And then that's when the weight really started coming off. And so from January to May of 2017, I lost about 100 pounds. And I went from 450 pounds to about 350 pounds really quickly. And then it kept on going. That summer I lost about 30 more pounds, and I was working out slightly, but like mostly diet. I really didn't start working out into the gym more until going into my sophomore year of college. So that fall and spring semester is when I started hitting the weights a little bit more, starting to do more of the HIIT cardio. I was able to play basketball, which I really love playing basketball. And being able to play pickup basketball and run around and not get tired super quickly, and to be able to run around was like a joy for me, because I never really had that experience before, because I would only get to play for like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then I would have to come out. And so that just kept me going throughout this whole journey, throughout this process. And then about from that May of 2017 to May of 2018, I lost another 100 pounds. And I got down to the lowest weight I've ever been. I think I was at 242 pounds, 240. Can't really remember too much, but I was right around that area. And that's when I got off the ketogenic diet. Was about June, July of 2018. And really wanted to start incorporating other foods, because I knew for long term, I didn't want to avoid carbs forever. I like pizza, I like rice, all these things that we love. And like, I wasn't able to have that. And so I got off of keto, around July of 2018. And since then I have put weight back on. I think I've put about 30 pounds back on, give or take. But I still have incorporated, exercise. Exercise has still been the #1 thing. I still like to go lift weights. I like to play basketball. I'm still able to go do that. I like to, just be active, enjoy that. And so, yeah, really, that's my journey in short. It changed my whole life. It caused me to change my major to what it is now, which is exercise science, fitness, and wellness. And I really just want to use my story to encourage others to know that there's hope in losing weight. Yeah, and my story may be different from others. Mine might be a little bit more drastic, but there is hope. All you have to do is be consistent. If you fall off track, get back on track the next day. I promise you it's going to be so much more worth it in the long run. And try to not look at it from a long perspective, but look at it by day perspective, and just ask yourself, how can I get better today? And so with me personally, I want to try to get back down to that low weight again. And so I'm actually going to start I would say a cut, not really a cut, but start trying to lose weight again, but in a, more reasonable manner. So trying to do it with eating more whole foods. Not trying to eat out as much. Not avoiding carbs, but, still managing my carb intake, and just really take it day by day. And I'm excited for it. But at the end of the day, the most important thing I would say is do it for your health, just your overall well-being. Yes, we want to go work out and lose weight to look our absolute best, to look like the models that we see on Instagram, but realistically, that's not all of us. I think what would be a good motivation for most people is just like, hey, I need to do this for my overall health. If I do this, my overall health will improve, and the quality of life will also improve. But I'm grateful for this, journey. I thank God that He gave me the determination and the motivation to be able to do this journey. And I want to use this platform He's given me to help inspire others. And so that's my story. I appreciate you guys sticking to the end. If you could do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button, and y'all have a good day.